Well, hi, and thank you so much for letting me just talk a little bit about Connect2Global. We're a company that's helping small and medium enterprises from around the world, actually, but primarily my focus is the European Union. I think it's a market that hasn't really been touched by many, and connecting it definitely with Miami because of the diversity that we have in Miami of various companies that are here already, but definitely of the work talent that we have from Latin America, but from other parts of the world that come here to live, work, and play. And that, I think, to us is a huge advantage in trying to bring new companies to market here. Now, you may want to know, what does Connect2Global do? Well, I have 38 years of experience of working in 34 countries over my career, and I bring those connections with me. And those connections are people that I have worked with in the past and that I continue to work with today, from the Middle East to Europe to LATAM, and of course here in the United States and Canada. And I'm using that to my, I guess, advantage now, or just taking it in my semi-retirement years of really putting that to good use, and to a way that I can help others grow their businesses at a cost-effective way. People may wonder, why me? Okay, well, I come with quite a bit of experience prior to this lifestyle of connecting people to the world. I was always connecting and never realized that I was connecting through my workspace. I started in the workspace arena back in 1979, and where we had a tremendous amount of international clients as well as corporate America in our spaces. So those connections there started what I like to do, which is connecting people. And I think that connecting, and that's why I call my company Connect2Global, right? And it's always that play on words to me that really matter. When you look at a company that comes into a market, for example, and they start off, I'm going to say in a workspace, because it's a great way to really start your company in the United States. It's cost effective, and you get to meet other people, and you're sharing ideas with other people that are already in a community there. And that helps you grow your business, at least organically, before you go into the massive blowout of marketing and really showcasing your company. So when you're doing that, I think those connections that I made over 34 years of that have really proven to be now my base of connections in the world. I mean, we had Microsoft, we had Adobe, we've had top companies. We've had companies that have gone completely global in the hundreds of millions of dollars that were startups at one time. And we also have other startups that, of course, unfortunately did not succeed, but, bootstrapped again, got up and started all over again. So I think that is what I bring with Connect2Global. You have to fail in business to succeed at some point. And I'm a firm believer in that, because Lord knows I have failed and I have succeeded, and I preach that all the time, and I think that helps a lot to the small companies. So some of our clients have been interesting. They're not all in the same segment. I mean, so we have companies that were startups with us in our co-working spaces that really were just looking for connections. And some of them, we even gave them free office space. We wanted really for them to grow without having to be worried about paying for that space that they were using. And organically, they started growing, which we thought was great. At the point where they needed my help, and they, to get investments and things of that nature, we opened the doors for them. We actually went to organizations like the University of Miami with some connections there, of course through the Chambers of Commerce, through Enterprise Florida, where some of them were coming from Latin America, and we could have used their assistance in getting them some kind of incentive, or even to work in the state on a state level. I traveled a lot to, for example, Israel, LATAM, to help these startups, and along with the governor at the time, Rick Scott, and some other entities, that we all went looking for work. And a lot of that came out of the startup community and the growth between the two countries, right? Between, for example, Israel and the state of Florida with the aerospace. They came over here, there was a match made with them, and that has grown not only with Israel but with other countries. We're starting to see now through the European Union, we have other companies coming in now from startups, as well as larger companies. But the startups are the big, I think, opportunity. That's the low-hanging fruit, as people like to say, right? I think if someone takes a chance on a startup, and it's not always that startup that's going to be, their product may be not in its final stage yet, but there might be another company here that's in the same position that that startup coming out of Europe or LATAM or Asia, wherever, is lacking one component yet. But then in the US, there's another company very like it. But together, they create that product that's really going to skyrocket. And that's what I love doing. And I do that on different industries. We're working right now with the wine industry out of Portugal. They have been trying this wine distributor. It's really taking care of the small producers, the boutique wineries that have been in families for centuries. Really, some of them are 100 years old. But they've never had the opportunity to get that wine, which is excellent wine, into key markets in the United States, for example. So there was a young couple that are now wine distributors, Portuguese, and took that challenge on. They're a startup themselves. So they took that challenge on of representing just boutique wineries out of Portugal, family-owned boutique wineries, and wanted to get that wine in there. Of course, I enjoy wine. So let's just say that I said, I want to do this one. And we did. And it's amazing because we were able to get them now into the Biltmore Hotel, into areas that no one would have even talked to them had they not had Connect2Global helping them. So we're now working with Fresh Market, we're working with Whole Foods, and all this is an opportunity not only for that small producer, but for the country itself to be showcasing their diversity of what they have. They have major production, they have boutique production. It's no different than the United States with Napa Valley or Sonoma Valley. We have all this. It's just getting it into the right place at the right time in the right hands. My ideal client is really anyone that is super serious about a global expansion. I like to test the waters, and that to me is just doing research for them, but not getting them over here and really just kind of scoping out. I think I do that scoping out for them. I send that to them, but my ideal client is someone that's ready to move, that knows what it's going to take to make it work outside their comfort zone, and I will help them. I will guide them through that, and they will feel comfortable in the market they're in with me, or wherever I take them to where they want to go, as comfortable as they feel in their own market now. And that to me is a goal, because you can't, it's making wherever you are home at that point, or your base at that point. Because if you're not passionate about what you do, if you don't believe in what you're doing and you're only doing it for money because you think the market's great and you're just going to take that opportunity and then, shut it down, or after you make that goal of money you wanted to, then that's not my client. My client is really the person that wants to grow their business, wants to make an impact in whatever community they go into. And that's how we grow globally. Some people try to enter a market on their own. Others tend to go to larger groups that, this is what they do. This is their main focus as well, is marketing and branding, but to large corporations at a high cost. I think what's important is that if you are a small business, you need to have someone such as ourselves, and there's other companies that do what I do. I mean, I'm just saying, pick something, a company that's going to make you feel comfortable, that you can pick up the phone and call that person weekends, at night, and everything, and know that you have a partner in helping you grow your business. That's what I become. I become your partner. I become part of your group. I become part of your family. My interest is making you succeed because it makes me look good too. I'm not out there, just to work. I really like to see the end result. I love to see people happy. People call me and say, I'm interested in working with you. Well, before I even agree to do that, I go to that person. Now, I had gotten on a plane and gone to Europe to sit down with complete strangers, not knowing who, and meeting them for the first time, because to me, business is relationship building. And I need to have that confidence and relationship that they're comfortable with me and I'm comfortable with them. It's not all about the money for me. It's really about growing your business and us building a relationship in your business that will last for a long time. Final words are, do your homework. When you're looking to really expand, do your homework. Look at quite a few of us out here, large, small. Meet with all of us. Ask the same question of all of us. And if you feel good about the relationship, go with the one that you feel comfortable with and not with the one that's either more expensive or more cost effective. Go with the one that you feel connected to, and that's going to represent you and your product the way you want it represented. So in essence, in wrapping this up, because I could talk all day if you wanted me to, but in wrapping it up is, if you have an idea or you have your product or you're already quite established, call me, reach out to me, because I can get you from where you are today into a brand new market, and really so everyone knows your product, not just your local audience.